Okay. What's up? Right. What's my birthday? Where's the party at? Where's the cake and cookies? Where are all the people at? Yeah, it is my birthday. I'm going to celebrate my birthday like I do every other birthday. I'll go out and get a pizza. I'll curl up into a ball and watch a TV rerun. I've never had a birthday party. Oh, well, it's not like I'm starving, in some sub-Saharan part of the world. Yeah, I'm definitely a bit of a pathetic creature. People think I'm rich because I got all these cameras and lenses. I actually ought to do a video tour of the house and show you, it's a nice neighborhood and all, but I'm not living rich or anything. I don't know, I guess every birthday you ought to reevaluate your life and what it is you're going to do, whatever it is you're planning you're going to do. I got lots of PTSD and torture issues, and I always used to be a goth person, actually, not very radical, like the loner goth person, so I never hung out with other goth people. I always wore black and was always that morbid schmuck. I always took pleasure in pain because it's kind of the only thing that ever made me feel alive. I mean, that's why I've got like a $24,000 bodysuit. I mean, my back, my rib cage, my butt, my legs are completely solid. I mean, everything on me, everything, and I do mean everything, is tattooed except for above the neck. It's just something like wounds to nurse, so tattoos used to scare people because I had a lot of tattoos before tattoos became popular, and people think that you were like a criminal or something. I mean, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs, Concealed carry instructor, although I'm letting my license lapse because teaching concealed carry classes isn't worth it anymore. So definitely the one person you don't want to mess with is someone that enjoys pain and someone that absolutely is not afraid of dying. That's one person you probably don't want to screw with, and I'm definitely one of those sort of people. But I'm never very non-hostile, so I always stay out of everybody's way. I'm trying to think back, I kind of forgot what age I was turning. I had to think there. It's like, how old am I turning? It's like, well, I'm turning 43, not that anybody gives a damn, but even I forgot. It's like, how old am I again? I don't have any brothers or sisters or, anybody that I go out to eat with or anything like that, or any friends that call on me or anything. The only time people call me is when they want something. I swear to God, I tell you no lie, the only time my phone rings is when someone wants something or they want a question answered. The only thing that depresses the piss out of me is that, no one has ever called me up and it's like, hey, you want to go out and have a beef? I don't drink, but, hey, you want to go out to a bar, or you want to go out and see a movie, we're going to go have a pizza. I've been alone for too long. I mean, my wife was a lot older than me. She was one of those people that fell in love with someone with a beautiful mind, shall we say. She loved my translations, my Pali translations. And my translations are really eloquent, I guess. They're extremely accurate. And she knew she's a lot older than me. They're going to throw in her care facility when she came down with a brain tumor. And I decided to be Superman because everybody that gets a glioblastoma brain tumor, like 99% of them, they're all doomed. Basically 100% of them almost are doomed to the worst sort of cancer you can get. They're all doomed to 1 year or less of life. So I thought, no, she didn't have any money. I didn't marry her for money. But anyway, her parents were going to throw her into a care facility, even though they were millionaires themselves. Horrible people. The tightest people I know are the richest people. I mean, tight. So I thought I'd actually be Superman and take care of her for a year. Well, the thing is, I took such good care of her that she lasted for not 1 year, which is basically everybody with a glioblastoma. She had the tumor removed. It was almost the size of a grapefruit, and she's paralyzed on half of her body. So I had to haul her around everywhere like a sack of potatoes. So 1 year turned into 2, turned into 3, turned into 4. So not only was I a tortured weirdo before, kind of like a reject from, I was even too strange for like the Addams Family. I'm like a tortured reject from the Addams Family. So, man, taking care of her for 10 years, which is how long she lasted, all of her friends said, "Oh my God, you're taking such a good care of her." And, you know, she left me with like $500,000 in medical debt, but I don't really believe I owe it, even though debt collectors hound me endlessly about it, because when you take endless MRIs and physical and whatnot therapies add up over 10 years, you know. I didn't think that 1 year would turn into 10, but it did. I guess I took such good care of her. I guess I need to lose weight. You're supposed to make resolutions when you turn a new age, but I don't know about that either. I mean, I used to be skinny as a stick. I don't know why I'm saying any of this stuff. Nobody gives a crap. Even I don't give a crap, really. I'm talking to myself. I used to be skinny as a frigging stick. And man, I was just bat crap crazy. Man, I was just crazy as that. Crazy. I mean, I was really bat crap crazy. I mean, I was so skinny. And of course, I've got pictures. You can see some of my earlier videos. I even got skinnier than some of my earlier videos. I was down to like a 27-inch waist. Man, I was just absolutely just bat crap insane. I have to think back to when I went to photography school. There are not many good moments, but some of them are interesting. Like one really rich guy paid me $600. I used to do skydiving every day. I'm totally not afraid of death. It's almost something I'm looking forward to. Yeah, I know it sounds morbid. But he paid me $600 for one evening, and he was going to sue the city dump because it was impinging on his property at Daytona Beach. I went to the second largest photography school. It was in Daytona Beach. It's Southeast Center for Photographic Studies, and I was working in the camera store, and he's like, "Man, you want to do a gig this weekend?" I was like, "Yeah." So he rented a helicopter. I strapped myself in, and then I was hooked, and they had actually a hold of my belt. And I was strapped in, they had a hold of my belt, and I was actually leaning out of a helicopter. The pilot actually turned the helicopter and sweep over the dump. Yeah, I know it sounds really glad. That's where all the money's at too, by the way, man. I mean, I was basically making $300 an hour, because I think the whole thing only lasted about 2 hours. So $300 an hour, and it was a hootenanny of fun. So he was leaning me out of the I skydived out of helicopters before, and I'm certainly not afraid of leaning out of an open helicopter. But I was using my 6.7 Pentax, you know, which is a huge honking medium format film camera and 2 lenses to take pictures of the dump, and how he was going to use those pictures in a lawsuit. And I was like telling the pilot, like, "Hold on a minute, I got to reload my film," so I'd stick in another roll of 220. So I sat there leaning out of a helicopter at about 800 feet. It's like, oh man, I'm making $300 an hour. This is awesome. Yeah, I stayed in Daytona Beach for about 3 years. 2 years for the photography school, which burned me out because those professors were all morons. And I remember I took a famous picture because it was a black graveyard, and I loved being a goth sort of weirdo. I loved going to graveyards. And there's this poor black church, and it's really not that far from downtown. And I felt so sad. It was so pathetic because vandals, who knows who vandalized it, but they were Crips. They weren't like dug 6 feet deep. And all these body parts, all skulls and bones were thrown everywhere, and you know, and I took a picture of a couple of skulls laying on that. It's like, man, this is not too far from downtown Daytona Beach. And I sold the picture, but the local newspaper, I can't remember the name of the Daytona Beach newspaper, but they published it. And they brought, the picture that I took brought attention to that graveyard. It's like, well, you know, who the hell owns it and who the hell's taking care of it? So my picture brought attention to that, and so I don't know if the city, whoever, they swarmed in and, you know, they took care of all the bodily remains. You're laying out in the freaking, you know, they're just laying right out there. It's like, oh, there's a skull. You know, like half the crypts were broken into. And I don't know why I'm telling that sort of morbid story. It's hard for me to have fun. I mean, I have enjoyment, for lack of a better word, by thinking about complex field theory mechanics and translating ancient Greek Platonism in my head. I used to work for a guy, made him a lot of money. It was an outdoor store, and I was a god of archery. I gave archery lessons, and people would actually wait outside for the store to open. Like during hunting season, they needed all their bows and arrows, made, and I was just the expert. I made my own bowstrings and whatnot, and I made him all this money, a lot of money. And he took me and two of his other employees to a stripper bar. And, you know, any normal person like, oh, hey, you know, the boss is taking us to a stripper bar, he's paying for everything. And I absolutely hated it. He bought me a lap dance. You know, some gorgeous chick. And I was like, no, I don't want a lap. Yeah, you're awesome, man. You know, you really helped my business. And so he bought me a lap dance, and the chick came over, and of course she was just drop dead gorgeous. And I looked at her, I said, you know, I can't stand people that are fake. And I know they're making a lot of money doing that. It's just a job. And I looked at her, I said, you don't give a crap about me, and, you know, you look like a wonderful person. I said, you know, don't even do this. I mean, you've already been paid. You know, get lost. I actually told her to get lost. I mean, I get no enjoyment out of that. There's absolutely, I don't understand normal men. I mean, normal men actually find excitement in crap like that. I certainly don't. So that must be really weird. I mean, I got a free lap dance from a gorgeous woman, but I told her to piss off because, you know, she didn't give a crap about me. I mean, she's being paid. I mean, that's just, it's ridiculous. I mean, there's nothing romantic or awesome about that. I mean, men are pigs. I mean, you know, women have 1,000 faults of their own, but I mean, you know, men and women both have their own faults, so I don't know why I'm mentioning any of this crap. I guess they have to reflect back on my stupid birthday or something. Anyway, I got no brothers or sisters and no friends up here. I got no friends anywhere, really. I mean, I got a couple acquaintances, but I mean, I know some people that call me friends that live thousands of miles away, but I need to go on a vacation. But how do you go on a vacation when you're not working? I mean, it's like, I'm going to take a vacation from being someone that doesn't work. You're supposed to, like, only take a vacation if you're working hard. Anyway, it's hard for me to have fun, so my idea of fun is like, you know, a fattening pizza that's going to harden my arteries and, you know, watching like a Seinfeld rerun or something. You know, I would go out actually tonight and like maybe shoot some time exposure photography or something like that, but it's actually humid and it's just hot as frigging hell, and I could think of better things to do on my birthday, but I don't know. It's just hard to have fun. I mean, I don't get along with normal people because I find them too superficial. I mean, they're superficial. I mean, the whole world is run by idiots. I mean, you know, the world is teeming full of idiots that only think about how to get paid or how to get laid or how to screw someone over so they can get paid or laid. You know, you know, I have nothing in common with a common person, so I'm definitely like the Addams Family reject. You know, due to enormous amounts of PTSD and various forms of endless abuse that I won't go into. I mean, I actually equate sex with abuse and suffering, so, you know, it's impossible for me to find a relationship with anybody, so, anyway, like an intimate relationship. So that's very painful, but, you know, it's not like I'm paralyzed and dying of cancer like my wife was, so I guess I gotta look on the sunny side of crap. Why I said any of this crap, I have absolutely no idea. I'm talking to myself and nobody wants to hear this crap, much less myself, so I guess I'm being reflective. See, I'm 43. I figured out, I actually forgot how old I was turning today, but I'm 43 years old today. Hooray! If I had a horn, I'd blow it. I'm going to go out and get a pizza, I guess, and then watch a Seinfeld rerun after I make a few more videos. That's my big celebration. I need to get out more, man, but I don't drink, and superficial people bum the piss out of me, so it's not that enjoyable. Catch you later, bye.